Hello my friends, Jen here with a layout for Tuesday's inspiration as promised yesterday. That is the inspiration I'm using today. It's like instead of a macrame wall hanging, it's actually all crochet, and it's got big flowers and that beautiful lace, and I just really liked it. I'm actually making one for myself and kind of, recreating something similar. I found it off of Pinterest, so if you like this image, there are tons of them. You can go to my Pinterest board and take a look in my crochet and knitting section. I keep finding ones that I just think are beautiful. So crochet is like my turn off my brain and just chill and watch TV and let my hands fiddle kind of activity that I do. So yeah, so I thought I would share that with the group. So here is my layout to show that. And I bumped this layout to today because I wanted to get the unboxing up and let you see this full collection before I dig into it for a second time and start cutting it all up. So yesterday I shared the unboxing. This is the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Lavender Fields collection, and I got this from Scrap Shots. Sandy has all the new Simple Stories collections in. There is let me make sure I get the names right. There is the Pink Lemonade, and there's Rustic Legend, which is a really cool, kind of leaning more towards boy type collection. I try not to say that specifically, but just those cool kind of gear and just rustic type things. There's still the Be Happy, or Say Cheese, sorry, not Be Happy, Say Cheese, and I think this one is called Happiest Place, this version of it. So yeah, lots of new Simple Stories in the store, so grab the link below and go and have fun shopping. If you're joining us at the Great Canadian Scrapbook Carnival in Calgary, you can also go ahead and place your orders and just let Sandy know that you want to pick up, and she will get a box all ready for you. So even if you're not cropping, if you're just coming to say hello, or you're just coming to shop for an afternoon or whatever it is, she can have it all there and ready for you to pick up, which is so nice because you save on shipping, which means you have more money to spend shopping. So definitely you can take advantage of that. And yeah, I think that's everything I need to let you know about this collection. I have everything from the collection, so go back and check out that video if you're curious about all the different components. But I am just digging right in. So this is my second layout, so I still have quite a bit of the paper left over. I have the basics cardstock, which is the solid colored cardstocks, and then I have the collection kit, so I've got all the pattern papers. So I knew I wanted to use a doily. It's one of those things that we all have in our collection, and I don't use them as often as I used to. They used to definitely be a staple in scrapbooking, and now I don't find that I reach for them that often. So I thought I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It just makes sense to have this rounded element be a doily. And this whole collection kind of made sense because there are some beautiful florals, as you can see. So I went for the doily, and I was really leaning towards using that beautiful dark background, but I felt like the idea of the flowers kind of within the wreath or the wall hanging, it was going to get lost on a floral background. So I have that one tucked away. Truth be told, I am probably hoarding it. Yeah, because I love that one. I almost just kind of want to frame that and put that somewhere because I think that's such a beautiful pattern. But for this particular one, I really want the florals to pop, and I want to showcase the flowers. So I thought a solid background would work, but just to bring a little bit of detail and interest into the background, I went with the yellow floral piece. I cut it out nicely, so I'm being stingy and I'm not wasting anything. So I cut that frame out to make sure that I could use that piece on another layout. And then, yeah, kind of just framed it. And now I'm going to pop my doily right into the center. And I'm going into all of the embellishments that I have. So the chipboard, I pulled out one large chipboard piece. I pulled out one of the large foam sticker floral pieces. I put those stickers down below. I don't want this to kind of look dream catchery, but I do like the way that the wall hanging has a bit of that element where things are kind of like dropping down from the main circular area. So I found those 3 stickers and kind of plopped them down. I essentially put them down and then I just left them there, and I thought I'm not going to overthink it. Those are going to sort of be the base, and then everything else can kind of go around that. So I don't have the doily put down. I wasn't quite sure at the very beginning what photo I was going to use, but I have those stickers down, so they're kind of like centering my design. And then I knew I could pull out a few elements and get a general idea, and then once I had the picture, I could go back and kind of fill in the spaces. So once I picked the big elements, so I had the chipboard and the foam and then the stickers, I went into the 3 different die cut packs. So I didn't actually pull anything out of the journal bits. Oh man, you can see the light in my room is changing. So every time I have something that's a little bit too white, it's blurry a bit. I'm sorry about that. I'm using natural light, so it's trying to white balance. But yes, I have the journal bits and I didn't use any of those. And then I have the bits and pieces. I think that's what those are called. So I used that large one that has, I'm going to say that that's my title, maybe my subtitle, over on the right-hand side. And then I went into the floral die cuts to just grab some nice florals and kind of fill in the space. So I grabbed a few out, and then I went and got my photo, and now you can see I'm kind of setting it all up. So I did back my picture so that there was just a little bit of pattern that kind of helped it to stand out from the doily, and I just went for something very neutral. I didn't want any sort of patterns or anything competing directly with the florals, like right where the photo is, because in the inspiration piece, it's just that beautiful sort of almost lace look to it. And so I realized I'm kind of covering up a lot of the doily, but I didn't want to completely lose the lacy feel of the doily by adding a bunch of extra detail around the picture. And it is kind of a busy picture. There's 4 people in it. So, you know, it could have got too cluttered. I really want the flowers to be the thing that stands out. So just gave it a nice, quick, simple little backing, popped it all down right into the center, and now I can go ahead and work on the florals. So as I kind of had them sitting there and I was getting ready to put them down and kind of commit to this design, I realized that I needed to do something about my floating flowers down here. I don't want this to look like a dream catcher because it isn't a dream catcher. So I just wanted something that was subtle, that sort of attached them, but didn't make them look like they were, not that they would look like their feathers, but I just didn't want to give it a full dream catcher look. So I thought this is a good place for rub-ons. The rub-on that I picked is just one of the sort of, you know, distressed background type rub-ons. So you don't really see any distinct images. There's just little bits of writing and color. and it's kind of distressed and it's nothing super solid. So it kind of connects them. And I know it looks weird right now where they're just kind of stuck dangling like that. But once I put everything together, it connects them enough for your eye to be like, okay, this is one larger piece that I'm looking at, and they're not just 3 random florals kind of floating at the bottom of the page. So I think that's a good place where you can use your rub-ons if you kind of struggle with them. They definitely are something where they add a little texture, a little detail into the background without standing out too much, especially on this darker purple paper. They definitely just sort of blend into the background. So I went ahead, I took just the one and I cut it up. I was toying with either doing that one or the little hexagon, like honeycomb shapes, maybe doing like a little trail of those coming down, or I could have done both. But honestly, once I put this down and then I was like, I really want to get the florals on and see how everything looks. And if I needed to, I would have come back to add in the hexagons, but I didn't think I needed to. So I went ahead, put my florals down. I threw on some brads. I'm really using all the embellishments that I have at my disposal. I threw on 3 brads, and now I'm going to add a couple little foam hearts. There's tons of texture in here. Oh yes, and I'm adding another sort of title, I guess. I just wanted to balance it, so I have a little bit of writing on the left and a little bit of writing on the right. Kind of filled in my space there, made all my flowers look even but not even. I'm going for even as far as like how I feel the layout is weighted versus even in number or measurement. So I definitely think with florals, it's got to be more of an organic thing. So you just keep taking a look, and if you think you need to add something to one side or, move it down, you just want it to kind of feel like it's weighted the same. So you could use size, or you could use color, or shape to kind of represent weight. So if you think one side's looking a little sparse, you could add maybe a darker color that kind of feels weighty, or you could add some words or whatever it is. It's just very organic, but whatever feels balanced to you. So I got my flowers down, and then I thought, just to sort of reinforce, I guess, the connection, I was going to do the honeycombs, and then I ended up just doing little bees. I didn't really want this to be a bee layout. My last layout was kind of more with bees, and I had the honey pots and stuff like that. So for this one, I just added those 3 little bees, and I did one as a die cut, one is a puffy sticker or a foam sticker, and one is a rub-on. So they're a little bit different texture. And again, I was just going for like the weight of them and how they would look sort of natural with the 3 different stickers. And that's it. I'm not going to over complicate the attachment. I just wanted some sort of visual that said, this is all one piece. And then the final touch is just a couple of extra flowers that I actually used my double-sided tape to kind of stick up. So it's not super puffy, but they have a little bit of movement to them, and they stick up with just a little bit of dimension, so the floral doesn't just look like a flat kind of, one layer of flowers. There's a little bit of dimension, a little bit of movement. And then enamel dots, because I have them, and a final splatter of some gold. I'm also going to put a little border of gold. I felt like there needed to be something. I love doing a sketchy border. I always feel like I need to close my layouts, and this somehow to me is what makes them feel finished. But again, I didn't want to add something that drew your attention away from the the florals, I just wanted that kind of like finished layout feel. So I'm just using some of the mist with a paintbrush to kind of create a very subtle gold border. And I am going to throw on some sequins from Spiegel Mom's scraps. I just wanted a little glitter, a little glitz, something a little shiny. And that's it. That is my layout for Tuesday's inspiration. This is also a How to Kill a Kit with Style kit because this is my kit for the month. It's a selfie, which is the theme for the month. And that is all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please check out all my links down below. Say hello to Holly, Mel, and Linda, and I will see you again soon. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, happy scrapping. Bye!